B. Taylor is an accomplished Navy veteran, multi-award winning, #1 chart-topping Sony artist, producer, songwriter, best-selling author, speaker, humanitarian, and a Goodwill Global Ambassador advocate for the entertainment for the US military veterans, first responders, and their family. That's quite a big list of stuff that you do, but congratulations, I suppose.
Thank you, Toby. Thank you guys for having me over in the UK, man. I appreciate you having me in an interview.
Well, we appreciate you for agreeing to come on the show. So, first of all, how would you describe the style of the music you make?
Probably like I've worked with everyone, but I'm like I was discovered by the Motown legends, all the miracles that, that's the Stevie Wonders, the Michael Jackson, the Motown. I'm an R&B hip hop, but it's more of a style. Like I like a lot of the music that I make is, Drake, Bruno Mars type of flow writer. It's that type of lane.
Absolutely. And lyrically, do you have any particular themes that you like to write about a lot?
Yeah, so I like I'm uplifting, about trying to write about whether if it's in a club type of setting, it's about feeling good, having a good time, ladies having a good time, guys having a good time, just more upbeat stuff, more to uplift people, and then writing about issues that's going on in the world and, how I can better make a difference. So most of my music is real upbeat, and if it is slower, real moving music that has a message.
Absolutely. And being an award winner, what does that feel like? Do you feel particularly proud?
Yeah, I do, man. I've been blessed to win some great awards, work with some great people, Pauly Perrette from NCIS, Chris Brown, Ray J, Snoop, Flo. Like I've been blessed, Flow Rider, work with some great people and continue to grow. And I've had some great awards. But the biggest thing is that I'm able to represent my brothers and sisters from the United States military and our veterans, the first responders and their families in entertainment, and just be an advocate in the best way that I know how,
Absolutely. So how did you first start to get interested in making all this music originally then?
I was a former athlete, went to college, studied engineering, played football and basketball, play music in church. My dad's a reverend, my mom sings. So I grew up as a past preacher's kid in church and learned how to play all the instruments and eventually played going through college. And, I was on my way finishing school and going to professional football. And I played, I joined the Navy and served during war. And, my first time out in California, I ended up meeting Snoop's brother and Snoop. And they heard me playing the music and they asked me to play at their mom's wedding and birthday. And Snoop's like my big brother, him and his brother are big. And that I took that back to the military, and the military is, wait a minute, you're leaving to go play in the football. How'd you meet Snoop? And it changed, met Snoop and then D12 and Eminem and then eventually everyone else in the Motown legends. And next thing you know, I'm using my music skills from that I learned growing up in church.
Yeah, absolutely. And the church is a great place to learn the music overall, isn't it?
Yes, Toby, it is. It really is, man. It was a great place to learn all the different instruments. My mom, I didn't like going to choirs all the time, but my mom was like, it's going to pay off sometime. You're going to play some music and someone's going to hear it. And Snoop's brother and Snoop heard it, and his mother, Snoop's mom, Beverly, which is like my second mom, they heard me and gave me a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, being a Navy veteran, how has that shaped your lyrics and your music? Has it at all?
Yeah, man. I've had some great mentors in the military. The Navy was a great part of my life that, I had accomplished a lot, but, the military, I really grew up and, had to understand what strategy was about, how to get things done, how to, I was a sports guy and, on a team you play together and win as a champion, together. But when you're in the military, it's the biggest commodity ever. There's no excuses. You have to get it done. Like I said, you learn strategy, you learn the attention to detail, you learn how to carry yourself, you learn not to leave anyone behind you, either lead, follow, or get out the way. So it showed me a lot serving at a time when the war was heightened, in the 2000s, middle 2000s. And so I was in, and so I learned a lot, had a lot of great mentors in high key positions from, Secretary of Navy office to generals and admirals, and kept with those mentors that helped to shape my career along with what I was taught by my father and my mom, and as well as other Motown icons that were around me and prestigious people. But the military, it just gave me the last piece of grit and tool that I needed to never give up and always, press forward. And I'm so thankful for our U.S. Navy and our entire military, and especially when the SOCOM guys, special operations, that I did my training with for sports and stuff, that really got me mentally prepared for entertainment and the real world to tackle anything. So that's how I never give up. So to the military and to our veterans, I'm always be a voice as long as I'm breathing, man.
Yeah, and that's quite interesting because two different kind of jobs, music and being in the Navy, sound so different, but they have a lot more in common than we think because of the simple skills that you learn are transferable across everything.
Yep, exactly, Toby. And that's what I was able to do, blend the worlds of the DoD and military with sports and entertainment, which is unique. And I attribute it to the great team, led by Sam, Arlisa, been with me from day one, and my entire management and One Life organization team. Those two guys, Sam, they've been at the beginning, and you have to have a good team that understands what you're doing, because I was like a hybrid, Toby. It wasn't a blueprint for being an entertainer and a producer, songwriter, artist, and then being an advocate and working with the DoD and the military background. So these were two separate ways. And then you throw the Motown legacy and the Motown way in there. You're blending all of this that's never been blended together. So it was a hybrid. So I attribute that having a great team of people around. You're only as good as your team. I had a great team that believed in it, understood it, dealt at a high level, and we were able to strategically leverage all these things and keep building. Whether the naysayers were saying whatever, we kept accomplishing. Even through the pandemic, we kept accomplishing. So I attribute that to a great team as well. So.
Yeah. And I don't know how it is in America, but here, when you're in the armed forces, sometimes there's a bit of a ceremonial role as well at big royal events and stuff. So has taking part in that also kind of helped you musically?
Yeah, it did, for sure. Like in the military, I performed with the Naval Orchestra, Naval Band, which is some of the greatest musicians in the world. Like they are like Juilliard, Berkeley, can play anything. And that helped, when I perform with them, and just to see that, how they do it. Plus, they're not just musicians, they're military type musicians. So when you're talking about Marine Corps drumline, you're talking about discipline, like not just, they're just musicians out playing like a regular college band or, band or whatever. These are disciplined guys that are soldiers that play instruments, that have a detail and are ready to fight. What I mean? So it's a different discipline. So they're great musicians, and being able to be a part and working with them throughout my career, and having that blessings from the Pentagon and the Chief of Information and Secretary of the Navy office, it's been a blessing for my life. So.
Yeah, those people have got to get it exactly right when they perform live. Otherwise, it's embarrassing.
Yes, exactly.
And they probably would get executed here, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. You don't want to be talking to that the leading commanding officer. That's a different thing. You don't want to deal with him or her.
Yeah. Now, tell me just a little bit about your non-profit charity that helps people in the military then.
Yeah, so I created One Life organization in 2016, and it was basically more focused on partnering with sports and entertainment organizations to have a VIP experience for our troops and veterans and first responders and their families, to integrate with the stars and the celebrities and the ball players and the organizational leadership of these places. And that was part of one of the programs. And then the other one is I was helping with what the veteran or military need, like getting them a home, furniture, different things. And it kind of turned into the wellness aspect, because I'm big on wellness. And, I don't, smoke, drink, do any of that stuff. So I'm big on wellness. And so that came when this Cover Act was passed by Congressman Billboard-charted, who brought me into the task force. He was a senior leader of the VA congressional committee. He's been very supportive, and he created a bill with the wellness aspects that we can choose how we want to heal through alternative therapies, whether it's music, art, sports, yoga, alternative medicine, different things. And so he put a prototype together to build this wellness center that's like a one-stop shop for military veterans, first responders. And so last year we solidified a partnership with Horizon Hospital down in Houston to build the first prototype. So it's this whole music therapy, art, yoga, sports, a gym, fitness counselor, career counselor for your job placement, your GI Bill for education, your VA home loan, just a whole one-stop for military veterans and first responders. And we're orchestrating that now and building that down in Houston. So, and to duplicate around the country. So that's kind of my nonprofit has two programs, a music therapy, music therapy where I record veterans and the album to release some music. The Heroes Experience are partnerships with the different sports and entertainment companies that we do a VIP Heroes Day for our troops. And then now the wellness, the One Life Wellness Center. So that's what I do around the One Life organization. Umbrella.
And it's very important to support our veterans because they gave up their lives. Some of them aren't here anymore because of that. And yet it seems that they've been forgotten about, which is completely the other way around of how it should be.
Right. So it's cool, man. And like I said, man, UK, you are great allies. I got some great friends that served in the UK as well, forces as well. And so we have American troops, as you know, over there in the UK and stationed in Europe over there. So no, you're right, man. And that's my goal and my job. I felt I was put on this earth to use my platforms for the greater good for our nation's heroes and their families. And that's what I continue to do. So
and you're also starting an epic historical Mandroli Nelson Mandela EV project as well. So what exactly is that?
Well, man, I got the call from the Mandela family, Tammy Mace Amase, who is founder of the Mandroli car, and her cousin, Daleka Mandela, the oldest granddaughter of Nelson Mandela. They had the rights for their grandfather's car with the Mandela Foundation, and they had the premier governor of South Cape in South Africa. And she called me, and I was going to do a music program with the One Life. And then they knew my background of what I was doing, as well as my schooling background is engineering. So they called me to be a part of this car, to be the first Nelson Mandela electric vehicle. And, we signed a deal. The press just came out. We ended up getting a call from the chairman and president of ECO6 and the African Diaspora Central Bank, who's a very well-respected financial minister of finance guy, the Honorable Chief Timothy McPherson. He said, we want to be a part of this. And so we've done the largest deal for EV in the first round space, and pretty much the largest deal for any African-American or Black males or females. We closed a $9 billion financial deal, and we're bringing this car to the world. Every car is going to have a signature. We're doing 10 supercars that are going to be, and then a luxury sedan. And each car the Mandroli is named after Nelson Mandela's last name, the Mandela, M-A-N-D, and then his middle name, Roly Shasha, Roly. That's where the whole Mandroli comes from. And each car is going to have a signature on it, and it'll be the first thing ever with the Nelson Mandela signature and for what he stands for. So that just kind of capped off my career, Toby, to do something that's large and the scale of the financials. Only a handful of people in this planet get to do a $9 billion deal, with the Nelson Mandela's name. So we're excited, and we're getting ready to roll this out with our partners. And I'm just proud to be a co-founder and head of the Mandroli USA and get to use my demographics of sports and entertainment and military and veterans demographics to market this, and also use my schooling as an engineer. So got a pretty busy schedule, but it's a way to cap your life off, man. And I tell kids and everyone out there, just, have faith, believe in the good Lord, and keep going, and just believe in yourself. And that's what I did. And getting rewarded. So big shout outs to Mandroli, to Tammy Basse, Daleka Mandela, the Mandela family, the Mandela Foundation, and the Premier and the Cape. And also a big shout out to Honorable Timothy McPherson, the chairman of the African Diaspora Central Bank, and their board for this opportunity. So we're going to keep it going and then bring the world the next couple of years, a signature car of one of the greatest figures that ever walked the planet, Mr. The Honorable Nelson Mandela, man.
Yeah, that's an incredible opportunity. And
Yes,
I've just been looking at the map behind you, and I'm wondering what the different colours on the countries mean. Is that wealth or COVID cases? What's going on?
You know, this is like my office area, and but I like the color, right? Because it was man, and so I guess some of it is like they just made the colors, man, and I got it going on. So no COVID cases. No, I wasn't tracking the COVID. That's not military COVID cases. That just came like that.
Yeah, because I was thinking, what's really bad in China, but really good in Australia, and kind of medium in the US? And democracy? I don't know.
Yeah, that's cool. So now that's just scenery. That's just the color of the map. No different COVID tracking or anything.
Yeah, but it's interesting. Well, where are we able to check out all your music if we'd like to have a little listen to it?
Yeah, you can Google me at b.taylor, on Google, btaylor.com, or you can go to at btaylorofficial, or at btaylorambassador for IG, and then for my Instagram or for my Facebook and Twitter, btaylorofficial. Or you can just Google my name and you can find music and about that, or go to btaylor.com or mandroli.com. It all ties together with my organizations in one life, and you can listen to music, just B Taylor, type in B Taylor, and stuff come up.
Great. Well, thank you very much for joining us on the show today. It's been great having you on.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Kobe.